Welcome back to another episode of the Gaggle. This is episode 3.
We back.
Me and Will here. No guests today, just because we couldn't really find one.
We had a pretty busy weekend.
We had a busy weekend, and it was hard to really record here because we normally record on Sundays at like 6. And right now we're recording at 1 p.m. on a Monday.
Yeah.
Luckily, one of my classes went online, so I was just like, you know what, screw it.
I don't have class till 2:15.
Here we are. So we're going to be here. We're going to shoot the shit until we have to leave or we're getting kicked out. So last episode, we got a lot of feedback, and people did not like the music.
No, they hated it. I don't know why.
Dude, it's because you talked about Old Dominion for 10 minutes.
That wasn't me. That was Gabe.
Yeah, that was.
But
that
like
was
I
awful.
hopped in. I'm not going to lie. I love Old Dominion.
I cannot stand Old Dominion.
That's all right. You know what? To each their own. I'm not going to hate on you for your music taste. Just like all those meanies out there who love to hate on our music taste for no reason. Not even just that.
We had
they
people
just
hating?
They just hated like the fact that we talked about it.
Yeah, that was a little too long. I thought it was a good idea just because I like
thought
to
it was
talk,
too. I thought it was a good idea.
The boys love to talk about music.
Yeah.
And, we're a 3-dimensional podcast.
We
here.
can't just talk about sports, guys. We need to be more than that.
Guys, we're just so smart. I know we're just so smart in sports. We just had to branch out a little bit. But today I feel like it's going to be a little bit more sports centered just because there was a major sporting event
There was
last
a
night.
big sporting event last night.
What happened? What was the sporting event?
The sporting event was Super Bowl 58, I believe. Super Bowl 58.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Checks out.
Good day for me. As you can tell,
Wrong Super Bowl.
Who said it wouldn't happen?
Wrong Super Bowl.
Everybody but me.
It was the script, bro. Dude, I had like a gut feeling at least halfway through the season where I was like, the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to pull it off.
Yeah. We always find a way. I mean, Mahomes is inevitable in the postseason.
He is. It's absolutely insane.
It's nuts. Like how this was his worst year as like our worst team, worst
by
year.
far.
Like we were not.
This was a
very good.
rebuild season.
This was a rebuild year. It literally was.
That's going to be remembered forever because people are going to be like, who the hell was Rashee Rice? Who the hell was Isaiah Pacheco? I mean, future slideshow participants. They're just gonna, like future memed players.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, nope, they're nobody. Isaiah Pacheco is good. He had a really good season.
I mean, Rashee Rice is not a wide receiver one.
Hell
I
no.
love him, but he's probably a above average wide receiver too.
Besides Kelsey and Mahomes, they're all forgettable.
On offense, at least.
Like skill position wise, I think Creed Humphrey will.
Creed Humphrey's pretty good.
He's
I mean,
pretty
Joe Tooney was hurt, our left guard.
Oh, I forgot Joe.
Or no, he's our right guard, I think. He's one
guard,
of our
lineman, something like that.
Right or left. I'm pretty sure he's a right guard. But yeah, he was hurt. Didn't play a lot. Our offensive line played pretty well. I mean, our defense played out of their freaking minds.
Dude, I was like, that's gonna win them this Super Bowl.
I mean, it really did. I mean, Brock Purdy played really well. I mean, he played pretty well. I mean, we just have, I'd say, probably the best secondary in the NFL. We have so many big name corners. I mean, Trent McDuffie was a first team All Pro. L'Jarius Sneed had the best statistical year of a corner.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Except for penalties, but like, man, Justin Reed slept on safety. God, Shamari Connor, like we had a really good second. Number 27.
Yeah,
he's one of our safeties.
I wasn't familiar with their game.
No, you weren't.
I was not.
Nobody
I was watching the Super Bowl. I was like, Trent McDuffie, like his rent was due.
Yeah, I mean, he was a first team All Pro this year.
But I wasn't even like
nobody knew who
I
he
was.
was.
Low key hating because I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then I watched him in the Super Bowl and I was like, okay, he's real.
God, he
Where'd
played.
he go?
I have no idea where he went.
Jamie, look that up. We were supposed to have an intern actually,
but
he
not
couldn't
here
make
today.
it
We
today
do have an intern hired.
The poor hours we were provided today, 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Busy schedules. Why did you have to miss? You want to tell him?
Miss what?
Missed the Gaggle yesterday.
Oh yeah, I had to go home. You know, it was Pete's birthday.
Shout out Pete.
My youngest brother Pete turned 13 this week on Tuesday, so we had the whole family over yesterday, and I went home. Shout out Pete. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Pete.
Love
We
you.
had a pretty good Super Bowl function.
We did. We had a good one. I mean, so we basically had two things going on. There was one upstairs where most of the people were. I hung downstairs.
Same.
Because I didn't want to get screamed at the whole time.
It was everybody against Will. Yesterday.
Everybody against me. I mean, I don't think I've made a friend than this week. I don't think I made a friend.
Well, you were hating on Brock Purdy all week.
I was hating on Brock
Which
Purdy.
is the worst way to make friends.
I was. I mean, I wasn't trying to make friends, but like nobody was nice to me about it. I mean, the whole playoffs. I mean, we watched all the games together, and it was literally just everybody in the basement telling me how like worthless I am for being a Chiefs fan.
The Chiefs were the underdogs, dude.
I know.
Literally the whole playoff. What seed were they?
We were the 3 seed.
Trent McDuffie went to Washington, by the way. Did not know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Is this his second year?
I think so.
Yeah, shout out Trent McDuffie.
I think so.
We'll get him on the pod.
Friend of the pod.
But yeah, Will has picked up a new hobby that we haven't talked about yet. He has a smoker.
I do. Shout out my parents for that Christmas gift.
Yeah, that thing is really nice.
It's so nice.
He's basically a 40-year-old man.
I am.
Yeah,
I love it though.
He loves smoking meat, loves putting on for the people, and it's really good.
I love putting it on for my city.
It's almost professional how scrumptious these wings are. I'm not like, I love a good smoked meat, and sometimes like when people make food, you're just like, oh yeah, it's so good. But I literally ate 20 wings yesterday. 20 wings. It was disgusting how much wings I ate.
I think I only got like 5, but like they were really good.
He drop them on the counter for everybody, like probably like 80 wings, like just a.
I mean, I did
like 80 wings.
10 pounds yesterday.
Yeah,
two different cycles.
Yeah.
Every single one of them was gone. Which is what I love it. I love that.
Not a single crumb.
I love seeing that though. I love that people love that stuff.
Dude, it's
I mean, we had a Darty 2 weeks ago, and I made smoked burgers, and
that was a week ago.
That was last week.
And then 2 weeks ago you made wings.
Yeah,
part 1
for the burgers. I sold them at our Darty, and I made $7.25.
You made a profit.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on everything?
I spent like $43.
So that's like
I made like
5% profit.
I made like $50.25.
8%. That's an 8% profit.
Yeah, whatever it is.
But
yeah, paid for all my ingredients and the seasoning and the buns. Like, it was awesome.
I didn't get a burger. I wasn't hungry. I came back from
I told you should have gotten one. I mean, made a mess in my smoker though. That took me a while to clean up. You saw it yesterday when I was cleaning. Like, it was gross.
It was disgusting. Yeah. He cleaned it. I'm surprised.
I take care of my baby.
You take care of his baby. Anyway, moving on from that. We went to a sporting event this weekend.
We did. We did.
Yeah. We had so much fun.
Shout
out the Des Moines Buccaneers.
Shout out the Des Moines Buccaneers.
That was a blast.
I had so much fun. Shout out Quinn Stewart for that idea, by the way.
Yeah, $10 a ticket to watch what are they?
Junior hockey.
Junior hockey. That was
so
kids
fun.
our age just skating around playing hockey.
Well, most of them are like younger than us too.
Yeah. Not a lot of big names, obviously, as you would
Well, a couple of them are like committed to D1 schools. Like the day after the game, some kid committed to like Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Their starting Tendy was from St. Cloud. He's going to St. Cloud, right?
Yeah, I think
And then they have a kid going to Penn State, which their program is like brand new or something.
I don't know. But
yeah,
I mean, it's D1. It's D1 puck.
D1 puck. They can't even fight in D1 puck.
No, but they can fight in juniors, which is so weird.
Oh, dude. The refs also weren't letting any fights happen.
No, it was so stupid.
Those refs were so dumb.
God, I wanted to see some punches thrown.
I did too, and they were almost.
We were chirping them all game. We were chirping everything.
The guy sitting behind us had no idea anything about hockey, and they kept. And out of all of our entire friend group, I think I know the least about hockey.
Sure.
And they kept asking me questions about hockey. And I had no idea what to say, so I would just ramble off.
Did you just defer to somebody else who knew more, or did you just
Jack White was sitting?
Did you just own it?
Shout out Jack White.
Shout out Jack White.
Jack White was sitting right next to me, and he picked up kind of the slack.
Yeah.
My lack of knowledge, but he always knows about puck.
Puck knower.
And I remember last week in the basement, I called the Des Moines Bucks a poo-poo doo-doo farm team. That really pissed him off.
He was not having it
because their their barn, their arena is just so it's dilapidated, it's falling apart.
Yeah,
it was almost destroyed in the 2020 derecho.
I mean, I worked there last summer.
Yeah, you did. What did you actually do? Besides,
I was like a sales and marketing intern. So I'd go to farmers markets and golf outings and stuff like that, and just try to sell season tickets. And
how many did you sell? How many season tickets did you sell?
I don't
I didn't.
I don't directly sell them. I just like convince people to buy them. Like I don't get any like kickback from it, or I didn't. But
how much did you make?
Like $8 an hour.
They're so broke.
Yeah,
dude.
it was all right though. I learned a lot from it about like approaching people and stuff like that. Like it was a really good like internship experience.
Were you more sales than marketing then? Were you like actually,
I was more marketing than sales, but like
did you have to like go out and like be like, buy my tickets?
I mean, it was more like telling them all the reasons that they should rather than going like, hey, you guys should buy Bucks tickets. It was more like giving them like reasons like they should go.
Yeah.
Like I used like what we did this weekend. Like that was one of the reasons. Like, hey, it's a good time for you and your buddies. We're definitely going back.
Oh my god, dude. Will, I never know, could chirp so much. We were standing right above the tunnel, and the tunnel's not enclosed. The players basically walk from their locker room, which is right outside, like literally, like fans walk right by their locker room, and they walk just right out onto the ice. And we were standing right above the tunnel, and Will had their ass.
I had them. They were mine.
They were yours.
60 minutes of hell.
They were waving you on. They were like, yeah, come on, yeah, Will.
You guys kept making the joke that whenever they would go into the locker room, like, oh, who's that fat kid with the bush light?
The fat kid with the bush light, Will. Yeah, he was making. Yeah, he was the reason they won that game because he was getting in their head.
I lit the fire underneath them.
I could hear 21 Savage during intermission between the second and third period. I just heard 21 Savage. I was like, they're mad. They're really fucking mad. You really pissed off. What?
17.
Yeah, number 17. He's like this ginormous kid. We went on their roster and like, admittedly, we were trying to get a little more personal with them. And then we just found ourselves like investigating these players. And the number 17 is probably like 6'3", 200-something pounds from Turkey.
I could have taken him.
That's the joke, but I think you would have been very outnumbered. They're gonna find your ass.
Yeah, they probably would have found me. I mean, they wouldn't have time to drive up to Ames. I mean, they got to keep playing puck. I mean, they can't find me. They're not gonna take the time to drive to Ames from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska. I was like, have fun in Lincoln, Nebraska, you idiot. They probably think the same thing about Des Moines. But yeah, that was such a good time.
I had a fantastic time. Shout out Quinn Stewart for the idea.
Shout out that idea. Yeah. I've been kind of wanting to talk about. Are you familiar with the Mindfulness Masculinity podcast?
No, not at all.
Okay. There's these group of Iowa State students. I don't know if they record in here. I think they might have started in here and then got their own equipment. But
that's us one day. One day.
Yeah, this equipment is so nice. Definitely not. The money we make off this podcast is directly going to beer or food.
Feel free to Venmo the pod.
Yeah, we need to make our own Gaggle. Charlie-Cats-1. It's my Venmo plug. Or Real Will Lucas.
Or Real Will Lucas, 2 L's.
Real Will Lucas, 2 L's. Anyway, these guys talk about, like, I don't want to make fun of them too much, but I think it's just, like, the corniest thing ever. They, like, talk down on women, and they're just like, we are men. We need to be men. Like, we cannot cry because when women see us cry, they think we're losers.
What's their angle? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, is they just saying like men are getting too feminine, or
no? They're like they're just like trying to be it's like corny masculinity, like toxic masculinity, basically.
Why?
I don't know. It's so dumb. I'm pretty sure they're Iowa State students.
Are they like these like frat dudes, or are they just like?
Well, we're frat dudes.
Yeah, but really, like we're not like frat douches.
I think they're not in a frat, and I think that's the problem. Jeez. Yeah, they just kind of like talk down on women, and they're just like, we need to be. It's hard to explain, but I always see their clips. Their podcasting game is on a different level.
We need to start making clips. It's a lot of work. I can do it.
We need to hire an intern. We do have an intern.
We need like an actual intern though, not one that's just gonna sit in the background and Google stuff for it.
If you wanna be a intern for the pod, we're accepting applications.
We're
still accepting applications because our current intern is in class. We can't have that.
Couldn't even bother to show up.
Couldn't even bother to show up on his first shift. The bosses don't like that.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
We know where you live.
Yeah, we know where you live. You are our roommate. So, yeah, but I just think that kind of podcasting, like, that's what I don't want to be, because when people start a podcast, oh, that hurt. When people start a podcast, like it's kind of derogatory.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have an angle.
We don't have an angle. What are we talking about right now?
I don't know.
Just useless garbage.
We just showed up.
We just showed up and we're talking. And I think when people start a podcast, that's the main thing I was worried about when we were like kind of like it does it kind of looks dumb. It's like, oh, these guys have a podcast, they're fucking losers. Yeah. Anyway, but by the way, we're not losers. Will got a beer bought for him the other day because of the Gaggle.
I did.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh yeah, these people recognized us and they bought you a beer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that did happen. Wow, yep. I forgot about that.
We have actual fans.
We have one of the fans. Shout out. I don't remember your name.
You know
Shout
who
out.
you are.
You know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not losers. We don't want it to make it seem like we're losers. We make content according to our standards, and I think that's fine.
We what standards?
No standards.
We just kind of show up.
We do show up, like how I showed up 5 minutes before because I have class upstairs.
Yeah.
And I literally just walked downstairs and now I'm here.
I showed up 5 minutes earlier than you.
Yeah, that's
about right.
No, it's not. We're usually here like 20 minutes before preparing, which is why this episode may seem like we're flying by the seat of our pants.
It's a little scattered, but I don't know.
It's a little scattered. We didn't have a plan, so we're here. Do you want to get into Jack White?
I think we should. And who you got for your Jack White of the week?
You start.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Probably Brock Purdy, just because I've been hating on him all week. I've been hating on him all week. I mean, not anymore, but like since it was like the past week, I gotta say Brock Purdy just because I've been hating. I mean, I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Brock Purdy. I mean, it's just he's the other.
Jesus, don't hate on him.
He's the other team's quarterback in the Super Bowl, and I was a Chiefs fan before I was an Iowa State fan. You know, I grew up like for my first like 7 years an Iowa fan.
So did I. I've been to more Iowa games.
I was a big time fan of Ricky Stanzi back in the day. Ricky Stanzi was my guy. Like he's the reason that
CJ
I wore.
Beathard was my guy.
Ricky Stanzi was the reason I wore number 12 for like everything.
Really?
Yeah, I loved Ricky Stanzi.
About Ricky Stanzi.
Like I wore number 12 for baseball. I tried to wear it any chance I could.
Those Iowa
I kind of regret not wearing 12 for high school soccer, but like
what'd you wear?
14. Because for soccer.
I know, but
absolutely none. Because the deal was we like sat in the locker room, like we were all picking our numbers. Like I'm a scrawny little sophomore, like, oh, I just made the varsity team.
Yeah.
And like you just raise your hand if you want the number, and then like you do rock paper scissors for like who gets it. And, yeah, nobody's feelings get hurt except mine in this scenario.
Yeah, where you didn't get
because
12.
I wanted to wear number 12. Like I raised my hand for number 12, and the only other guy who raised his hand for number 12 is a 4-year varsity starter, captain of the team. Shout out Eric Cadis.
Is he an accountant now or something?
No, he was a 4-year starter for the Bradley Division I men's soccer team.
Bradley,
yeah,
let's go! Shout out
the Missouri Valley Conference.
I got a lot of family that went to Bradley.
Yeah,
in the great old city of Peoria.
Yeah,
Ew.
Shout out Peoria.
No, grimy, gross Peoria.
No, but I don't know what he's doing now. But I remember being in that locker room, and I raised my hand at the same time as him, and everyone just started laughing at me. Like even the coaches were like, hey, "You're not getting it.
Yeah, you're not getting it, buddy. Try again." And you wore 14 your whole career.
Yeah,
when you graduated.
Yeah, I should have changed to 12 when I was a senior, but I don't know. I'm rocking. I'm fine with it. But like my younger brothers wear 12 for all their baseball stuff.
That's good.
Shout out Ricky Stanzi.
Shout out Ricky Stanzi. On the topic of Iowa quarterbacks, I did grow up an Iowa fan too, and if up until I got the job with the football team, I had been to more Iowa games than I had been to Iowa State games.
Really?
Yeah, my junior year of high school, my mom had this friend, and he took us to a bunch of games. We'd go tailgating.
Yeah.
His tailgate spot was so good. It was right outside Carver Hawkeye, and we'd always just walk into the arena, and you can just like it's open.
Yeah.
Like you can just walk down onto the fucking stadium or on the floor if you want. That's a terrible venue. Just not a fan.
Carver.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Compared to Hilton, it's not even close.
I mean, pretty much anything compared to Hilton except like, what's the Allen Fieldhouse?
Allen Field, yeah, the fuck.
You were going on about Allen Fieldhouse when you went on a tour with your sister.
Dude, we got my sister was originally going to go to Kansas, and we got we know like one of my friends from high school, Jacob, his girlfriend goes to Kansas, and her family is family friends with our family, and she got us. She's like the mascot. She was the mascot's like bodyguard basically. Like she was like
Mascots have bodyguards.
Nah, it's like their marketing person, I guess. Like she ran the Instagram account for Big J.
Just kind of
like,
tells them what to do.
Yeah, just all that stuff. And she's like, "Do you guys want to go into the fog?" And we were like, sure. So she just scanned her key card, and we walked in, and we didn't get to go down on the floor, but we got
still looking at it.
We still got to go in it, and I was like, this is one of the coolest venues ever. Like,
that's sweet.
The bleachers, like they're redoing it, but the bleachers and like kind of like the nosebleeds, it's smaller than Hilton. I think most basketball venues in the Big 12 and like in college in general are like way smaller than Hilton.
Yeah.
So I was just like, ooh, it's not like Hilton, but it was so cool. They have like a drum kit in the student section. Have you ever seen that?
No.
They have a whole drum set.
Like it just stays there?
Yeah. I don't know who plays it.
It's like don't we have one?
No.
We don't.
No.
I think Johnston brings one in for
Lowell.
Yeah.
Johnston.
I think we do.
Very comparable to Ames.
I haven't been to a game in a while.
A Johnston game?
Yeah.
Why would you go?
I don't know. I mean, I used to know some guys on the team, but I mean, I'll still go to like a Johnston soccer game like once a year.
I never played sports in there, but you know what I did do in there?
What'd you do?
Show choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still go back for show choir meets at all?
Hell no. Actually, my buddy Abdul, shout out Abdul, friend of
the pod.
Love you, man. He drugged me to the Waukee show choir competition last winter, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
You having flashbacks?
Not necessarily. I was just like, I'm too old to be here. Yeah. And like everybody there was like, oh my God, show choir. All the people that I graduated like wore their like, they're like, we got like varsity jackets, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't buy one, but mainly everybody did. It was like a staple.
Was it like all the other people there were just like so happy to be back?
Yeah.
And then there's you just not.
I mean, I enjoy show choir, but just like high school, it was just like,
like,
it was something I wanted to leave in the past.
Yeah.
And I went to one my freshman year, and that was fun, just going back. But
seeing all the guys and girls.
Seeing all the guys and gals. Yeah. But most of my friends were all in show choir, so it's like, I don't know, happy to see them. But
yeah.
It was good to see my teachers and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got off topic real bad.
Who's your Jack White of the week?
Travis Kelce.
Oh, man. Wow.
I'm just not impressed.
With?
Him. As a person.
9 catches, 93 yards in the Super Bowl.
Am I in the camera?
Yeah, you're
in the shot?
Yeah, you're in the shot.
I'm like chilling back here.
Yeah.
I was just not impressed how – well, he had a great game.
He did.
Great game. Great player. Shoved his coach. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
What the hell was that?
I'm okay with that because I think when you've been to, 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years.
You never should be entitled as a football player.
I don't think he was being entitled. I think that's...
They pulled him out for what, 2 plays?
I think that was 2 people who have been to the Super Bowl 4 out of the last 5 years who both understand what it takes to win. And they, like, have Travis, like, sure, maybe shoving him wasn't the best idea, but like the emotions are there. Like you can tell that they both wanted to win the game.
Obviously, but what does him being in the game or not for 2 plays have to do with that?
I don't know. Maybe like he saw something. Like I don't know. He said, Travis said after an interview, he said like I was just telling him how much I love him, but I'm gonna keep it to myself until my mic'd up comes out.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll know then.
Was it because the backup tight end? What is that, number 9? Or was he a receiver?
No, number 9's a receiver.
Well, he was wearing number 9.
Oh, well, was that what play was it that
he had a holding call?
That was the 49ers.
No, that was 100%.
No, we don't have a tight end that's number 9. I know what play you're talking about is because Kittle went into the bathroom and they had number 9 in.
No, that was the Chiefs. Swear.
That's
why one of their backup tight ends was in, and he had a holding call.
Wasn't number 9.
It was a single digit number.
We don't have a tight end number 9. I don't know. I guess it's all still like
because that happened. I don't know if that really correlated with his reaction, but Andy Reid took a shot on Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was a punk. We're punks. I can't. Punks, I guess. I don't know. I can't discredit the guy too much, but Andy Reid is like the guy that made him. Whether or not you disagree or not.
No, I'm with you.
The reason that Travis Kelce is so good and dominant is because of Andy Reid.
He made Mahomes too. Andy Reid made a lot of stuff. Dude, Mahomes was so raw when he came into the league. He's like openly said like he didn't think he'd be as good as if he didn't like sit that year under Alex Smith. Like how to prepare for a week, like because Alex Smith was one of the most like prepared quarterbacks. Shout out Alex Smith for real.
He's a
like there's no Mahomes without Alex Smith.
He's the what do you call it? The man's quarterback.
Yeah,
he's for the people.
He is for the people because like
have you seen his leg?
So gross.
Didn't they like cut off like half of it?
No, they like almost had to cut it off. Like I don't know exactly how the surgery went, but
I know it got infected.
Yeah, it did.
So he almost died.
Yeah, God, that's so gross.
What did he like? Snap his leg in half?
It was his blind side. It was like that old Redskins quarterback. What's that guy's name?
RG3?
No, the guy who's Joe Theismann.
Oh yeah, because that happened to him.
Got his leg snapped just like that.
Yeah,
and it was like on the anniversary or something. I think. Yeah, it was like I don't know, like. 40.
Is that field just trash? Was he playing for the Redskins or the Chiefs?
Joe Theismann?
No.
Oh, Alex Smith? He was a Redskin when that happened.
Yeah. And I think Joe Theismann was as well, or he was playing at the same stadium.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
When that happened.
I think you're right.
Is it grass?
Yeah, it's grass.
Yeah,
and there's not many.
Crazy.
I mean,
it wasn't even.
I love that both of my sports teams have grass fields, or my football teams.
Every team should have a grass field.
I agree.
What is it? I know MetLife in New Jersey.
That's turf.
And that's like the cursed stadium.
Yeah, because like so many people have torn their Achilles there.
Dude, how about
Dre Greenlaw?
Dre Greenlaw
tearing his ACL, just running out onto the field, or his Achilles running out on the field.
That is tragic.
But like that's so like just the most heartbreaking way to get.
And
out
that was grass last night too.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
That is like one of the
so many Achilles injuries this year.
So many injuries in general. This NFL season, one of the worst ever. At least in my memory.
I'm still good with how it turned out.
Well, your Chiefs won. If my Broncos won, I don't. If my Broncos even got a playoff, like I would be like, wow, this NFL season was boring.
Yeah, I mean it was a pretty boring season, but
the playoffs were okay.
I thought it was a pretty good playoffs.
No, it was fine.
I mean, yeah, first half of the Super Bowl was pretty boring. I'll admit, but like
first 3 quarters,
fourth quarter and overtime were. You were with me pretty much the whole game.
Everybody was biting their nails.
I was a nervous wreck.
He was. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He just wanted to sit there.
And every once in a while, one of my roommates would come downstairs and like, "How you doing, Willie?"
Get
like,
out of my face!
Just stop talking to me, man.
Get out of my face.
Stop talking to me.
Yeah, dude, that was a fun.
Yeah.
I'll admit the fourth quarter and overtime were definitely.
Yeah, I mean, just nothing happened in the first quarter
besides
that fumble.
That last second catch by McCole Hardman.
Yeah, that was pretty
wide open.
I mean,
script.
Yeah. What do you mean script? That's just the perfect play call. It's a perfect play call.
I just think that guys that get paid millions of dollars a year should not be letting that happen. But I am a hater.
I mean, it had to do with the motion. I mean, McCole Hardman comes in and the corner, like his eyes instantly go to the tight end.
Good play calling for the Chiefs.
And he just goes right out.
Yeah, good play calling from them. Terrible from Kyle.
Terrible.
Mr. Shanahan. Act like he's never called a game before.
What's Kyle doing taking the ball first in overtime? Did you see like all the Niners? You see like all the Niners players like after the game were like, we didn't even know the overtime rules had switched. And like
that's an excuse.
I think so, but like even if that's true, that's true, why are you saying that publicly? Like why are you openly admitting that you guys were unprepared for this scenario? It's like
it's a scapegoat because they don't want to put the blame on anybody.
The Chiefs have been saying, they said like after the game, they've been talking about this since like preseason.
They definitely knew about it. The coaches were definitely aware of it.
Yeah. Well, Kyle Shanahan said he wanted the ball third. He like assumed both teams would score.
Yeah.
And he wanted the ball third, which honestly, I'm not mad at that strategy.
No, it's
I think that's a good strategy.
It's a good strategy, but honestly, in that situation,
I mean, that's literally the one scenario.
Your make or break, the big game. You can't fuck up.
Yeah, I mean that is what happened is the one scenario that couldn't happen for them to lose. I mean, because like if we take a field goal, I mean they go down and all they need is it's next score after that.
Yeah.
So I mean I was all right with that strategy. It just worked out in our favor.
Yeah, literally terrible play calling by Kyle. I think that the Super Bowl was okay this year. The Usher halftime performance, the first half was
he didn't play DJ Got Us Falling in Love again.
There needed to be more hits, and I think we're just not old enough. We definitely got the back end of like his more popular stuff.
Yeah.
He was our era.
Yeah.
Like we're both in our 20s, so it's like he was like pretty much our childhood, but I feel like that performance was more geared toward his older audience and kind of like his, I don't know, and a lot of music from that era was played, but I feel like we were missing like the DJ Got Us Falling in Love.
I know. I kept saying the whole time, like, God, this show would have been so cool like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been so cool 10 years ago.
Like Ludacris was there. And
yeah, Ludacris and Lil Jon saved that. That was crazy. I was literally going like, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, that song is a banger. I listened to it this morning in the shower, and I was like, getting pumped for my Monday classes instead of
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon. I didn't actually know he was little. He's like 5'5".
No.
Dude, I thought he was like 6'4". Because
wasn't Usher like super short too?
Oh yeah, he was the girl who came out and played guitar for him. Her HER.
I didn't know who that was during the
really?
game. I had no idea.
I didn't know who it was, but I know of her. I couldn't tell who it was, but she was shredding that. But she was also the same height as Usher.
Yeah.
But she also had these big ass boots on.
I did not know who that was until after the game. I didn't know who her was.
Her is a pretty good like alternative pop artist.
I'll have to check her out.
Yeah,
check her out.
Check her out. HER.
God. Yeah,
we're here all night, guys.
We're here all.
Good
this
jokes.
is the kind of content you get when you listen to the Gaggle on YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
Not Spotify.
Not Spotify.
Have you listened to any part of my take recently?
Nope. And I don't plan to.
Neither have I.
Nope.
I am a Barstool podcast.
Why would
enjoyer.
I waste my time listening to Pardon My Take? I
It's
can be
garbage.
doing so many.
They had
other
Jameis
things.
Winston on the other day, and I was so tempted to listen.
No, dude, you can't.
I know. I had to stay. I did listen to his Sunday Conversation. That was funny. Do you know Sunday Conversation?
I do know Sunday Conversations.
Those
are
so funny. And Jameis is one of the goofiest dudes ever.
Shout out Glenny Balls.
Shout out Glenny Balls.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Hopefully one day.
Hopefully.
He was. Yeah, he's just. Have you seen that video of him at the church sermon? And he's like in front of everybody. He's like, God, you need to stand up. We need to preach the Lord. And it's so funny because he was getting so into it, and that's like Jameis Winston. That is Jameis.
I'm gonna eat a W.
I'm gonna eat
a W.
I eat a W. In the Sunday Conversations, he was like, the interviewer was like, "Do you like crab legs?" And he was like, "Yes, I do." He's like, "Would you ever steal crab legs?" He goes, "No. People give me free crab legs now." And they make me full, so I don't need more. And then it pans over to Glenny Balls, and he's in a crab costume, like eating crab legs. And he was like, "Oh, okay, like I guess whatever."
Was there a what the heck moment that happened in Ames this week? Is there I think it was another pretty dull week in Ames.
There definitely was, and I walked by it. I saw it happen.
We really should have became more.
Whatever. Yeah, we should have came more prepared. I do want to talk about this. I was working valet in Des Moines on Thursday.
Shout out Keck Parking.
Yeah, shout out them. I make good money. It's good stuff. But there was this group of Russian men that were not parking their car. They were just sitting outside, and one of them was American, and I think his Russian friends were coming to visit, and they were talking about just talking about random stuff, and then they got into talking about smuggling gold. Yeah, and they told them they were talking about how they almost got caught in Africa. They made it out.
I hate when that happens.
Isn't that suck?
That's the worst.
When you get caught up in Africa and then you're trying to steal gold.
I can't tell you how many times I've been almost caught in Africa trying to steal gold.
Yeah, literally, bro. And then they were like, Alexei, like, you need next time you come back, I need to talk to you about getting more horse meat. I was like, is this a real conversation?
I wonder if that's like a delicacy.
It is. In Russia?
It is?
Yeah. Horse meat's a good thing.
Wow.
Can you eat horse here?
Let's find out.
Jamie, look that up. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. I just got that from Will. Do you listen to Joe Rogan?
I said on the first one that, like, if I'm on a road trip or something, I'll throw on a Joe Rogan episode that's, like, some obscure, like, scientist or, like, nature explorer.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, like, people who...
That's a good one.
Just know something about nature that I don't. Like, they go out and, like, explore these, like, indigenous tribes and stuff like that. I think that crap's cool.
Yeah, it is.
But
he's a damn good podcaster. I don't like him,
he
but
is.
he's a damn
He
good
knows.
podcaster.
Horse meat is generally not eaten in the United States and is banned in many states in the country.
Okay.
However, in the U.S., consuming horse meat is completely legal as of 2023.
Really?
According to the Daily Meal. But Wikipedia says it is banned in most states.
Is it banned in Iowa? I could imagine it is. Iowa, if something's illegal nationwide, it's probably illegal here.
Yeah.
Not that I want to eat horse meat. Actually, no part of me wants to eat horse meat. It seems like a very illegally treated.
Well, now this website says on May 24th, 2007, the last slaughterhouse in the USA producing horse meat for human consumption was closed by state statute.
Okay, so it is kind of.
So there's no more horse slaughterhouses, but it is legal for Americans to buy horse and ship them to countries to be processed as meat. Today, buyers take horses across the border to meat processing plants in Mexico and Canada to get around federal and state bans. So
for horse meat?
So they take them to like these countries, slaughter them, bring them back.
For horse meat?
Yeah, horse meat.
It must be good then.
You can't like slaughter them in the U.S. though.
Is it that good?
That's what I've never had horse meat.
I think that's something we need to try.
You ever had alligator?
Yeah.
It's so good.
New Orleans.
Yeah, it's so
fried alligator bites. Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah. I think the best like weird thing, and I don't know if it's like a weird thing, but like I was in Costa Rica when I was younger, and I had red snapper.
That's not weird.
I know it's not weird, but like it's not something you get very often when you're in Iowa.
Oh no.
Or like at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that was unbelievable. Like there's a picture of me somewhere out there, and I like cleaned this fish, like the skeleton. There's no meat on that bone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a problem with eating fish straight from the skeleton. Like if it's served to me and it still looks like a fish, I will not eat it.
Really?
It scares the shit out of me. Like when we went to Hawaii and when we go to Florida, sometimes it depends on the fish, obviously, but they'll give you straight up a fish, and it's like fried. They just dropped it in the freaking fryer. That's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I don't mind.
Like imagine if you were served a cow. Even like when people like at tailgates or for like celebrations cook a whole pig, and like the head's there, that freaks me out.
When they're just like rotating it over a fire.
That's so weird.
I want to do that sometime. That looks so fun.
Oh,
it looks like a lot of work though.
Oh, you have to have a whole pig.
I know. And
what are they, like 500 pounds?
And like a fire pit. Like yeah, that's a day.
That's like some old fashioned like tribe shit.
Yeah.
Getting into that,
we could do that at the Mo. I'll dig a pit in the backyard
and cook imagine what our neighbors would think. We're just like cooking a freaking pig.
Those guys rock.
Those guys rock. They're scary. Like we just have a rotting.
I don't want to mess with those
pig
guys.
Carcass.
Yeah, I mean we'd have to like dispose of it. Maybe just drop it off at the house. Just throw it in the Fi-Site garbage.
The Fi-Site garbage. Yeah, to repay the dead deer and the dead possum we had in our.
Yeah.
I guess you weren't there for that.
I wasn't there for the possum. I was there for the deer though.
Were you at the house just chilling or?
Yeah, I was chilling in the room, probably watching Modern Family. Shout out Modern Family.
Love that show.
But I think you texted me like, "Is there a deer on?"
No, because I found it. I found the deer.
You texted me.
I heard a large thud, and then I go outside.
I don't remember what you texted me, but I think you told me to come out. I remember seeing it.
There's a whole dead deer in the back.
Classic.
Yeah, dead things do not bode well with me. I just can't. Even like hunting, I'm not a big hunter.
Neither am I. I've shot a gun once in my life.
I've never shot a gun.
Yeah,
I don't really want to.
Yeah, I don't want to anymore either. But
what'd you shoot?
Clay pigeon.
With like a shotgun?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty funny story. So.
Oh yeah, I've heard this talk.
Yeah, my uncle lives out in Indianola and like has all this land. So we were there one day for like a birthday or like I think we were just like there in the summer to hang out, just like family getting together or whatever. And my younger brother, the middle child, loves hunting, like loves guns, like goes hunting all the time. And he's out in the back with my uncle and grandpa and my dad. They're shooting clay pigeons, like hucking them and throwing them and shooting them. And they weren't shooting very well that day. So naturally, I go up and start talking shit because what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, like I didn't plan on proving it or anything. So I'm yapping to them about like how much they suck. Like they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
You shoot like a girl.
But
I know many girls that are good at shooting. By the way, that was a joke.
and eventually my dad goes, "All right, tough guy, like why don't you see what you got?" And I'm like, "Oh crap, he's calling me out." So this is literally my first time holding a gun. I grab it and they pull it, and I've never said this. I closed my eyes and went bang, just completely guessed, and I hit it right on the money. And I turned around, and my brother and dad and grandpa and uncle's face were like
And
they
that-
could
and now
not they
that's your
could
claim to fame.
not believe it. And I just handed them the gun and walked inside. Didn't say a word, but they knew.
They knew you were the prodigy.
They knew I was that
Chris
guy.
Kyle.
Yep,
Chris Kyle of clay pigeons.
I'm the Lucas family's Chris Kyle.
Yeah.
So I'm 1 for 1, and I hold that over my brothers.
Now you're just 1 for 1. And
I'm 1 for
you're
1.
100% completion.
100%.
And that's
all I need.
Yeah, to have it over.
And now I'm like scared to shoot another gun because like if I miss,
You're not Chris Kyle.
I'm not Chris Kyle.
You're just a loser with a gun.
Because I know I'll miss again if I ever touch a gun again.
Oh yeah.
There's I mean, that was just.
I'd be so scared. If I had a shotgun, I'd be like,
yeah, that was dumb luck. And I was like 16, 17, and like that kickback was boom. Like,
you were smaller when you were that.
I was smaller.
Yeah, you probably weren't able to handle it.
No, I was a little guy.
What time are we at? Oh shit, we've been going for a long time.
How long have we been going?
1:47.
So about 40 minutes.
Yeah, actually.
Was there not a what the heck of the week?
No. Honestly, we should probably just cut it here.
You wanna? Yeah. This feels cheap. This episode
it does feel cheap. It's off but the people, we need to get the people what they want.
I know.
And it sucks that we.
Wait, hold on. We knew Iowa State basketball predictions quick.
Oh yeah.
I can look it up.
We're 2-0 right now.
We're 2-0 on basketball predictions. So we play at Cincinnati tomorrow, and then we play Texas Tech at home on Saturday. Who do you got? Iowa State or Cincinnati? At Cincinnati.
That's gonna be a joke.
Let's go Clones.
Clones, obviously. It's the big joke that Iowa State basketball can't perform on the road. And we do have our slip-ups on the road. It's so easy to...
Just won at Texas.
Yeah, that was big.
It was a big win.
And that kind of just shut up the haters. And I think that Cincinnati game's going to be a joke. They're no good. So I think that's going to be fine. We're going to do that. Texas Tech.
At home. I think we got that.
I think we got that, honestly. I have faith in our team. But let's talk about the streak of coaches who have flipped their shit in Hilton Coliseum.
I know. What's going on with that?
Okay, so Texas TCU just licked the mic on accident.
It's not a sucker.
Anyway, the Texas TCU coach literally flipped out on a call. He was yelling at the ref, like angry, like rah, 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 like it looked like a pit bull. That was hilarious. The Baylor coach. Well, I guess that wasn't at.
That was at. Well, I guess you can.
You
can broaden it to like coaches flipping out against Iowa State.
Teed up twice.
Yeah.
That was so funny. He got kicked out. What's his name again?
Scott Drew.
Yeah, Scott Drew could not handle Iowa State for some reason. And then at home, Kansas State.
God, he was losing his mind.
He was losing his actual mind.
Yeah. And that guy in the Brock Purdy jersey was chirping him all game. Jack White was not having it.
Dude, he was making a fool of himself.
Yeah,
he looked stupid. I saw him on TV.
I was loving it.
He was just trying to get his 5 minutes of fame.
I'm all right with that. I mean, shout out Jack White. He brought me to the game with him. We had really good seats, and like we were sitting fairly close. Like I kind of lip read the ref and the coach, and they were just like, got this clown behind me.
So annoying.
And the ref came over one time to like check a replay or something, or like let the scoreboard people know what was going on. And the Brock Purdy fan was chirping the ref, and the ref goes, "You need to sit down, you clown." And the dude just sat right back down.
Can you tee up a guy in the crowd?
I think you can just like kick him out. I don't know if he can directly like impact.
But he can just be like, security, get this guy.
Yeah, I don't know for sure.
He wasn't even being funny, I think.
No,
because if he was being actually funny, like he also didn't look like Jim Carrey.
He did that. That was a different dude.
Yeah, I know he doesn't look like Jim Carrey.
No, he doesn't.
No, so that won't get you.
But like that was the guy who's going. Well,
yeah, that was so funny.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, against Texas Tech, they're ranked, right?
Texas Tech
22?
is not ranked.
Really?
Nope.
They were last week. Anyway,
Really?
I think that's a toss up, but I think it's close. Maybe a 2-score game, like 4 or 5 points.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
because
yeah,
I think
I think we'll win. I think we'll go 2-0 again this week.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and then after that we can save the rest for next episode.
Yeah, next episode.
Yeah.
With that being said, thank you for tuning into the Gaggle today. We kept it pretty sports oriented.
It's what the people want.
It's what the people. That's what my family wants us to talk about.
Really?
Surprisingly. Yeah, they're like, wasn't a fan of the music, kind of a fan of the banter, but the sports stuff is what we actually listen for. I was like, me talk about sports? Okay. So I don't really know what I'm talking about most of the time.
We'll have a more solid plan for next week.
Yeah,
I mean,
we should have a guest, right?
Yeah, this was just kind of a thrown together episode. I won't lie.
Yeah.
We just didn't have time. It was a busy weekend, so I mean we are going to record next Sunday. I think we have a guest lined up.
Yeah, we have a guest.
Yeah,
we have a guest lined up for then, and then in a few weeks we have 2 women coming on the show.
2 women coming on the podcast.
They don't have. They're just friends.
Yes, we do know women.
Yep. We're gonna try to appeal to the female eye a little bit.
Yep.
We need to up our viewers here.
Shout out to our female viewers.
A lot of people like the Year of the Woman. 2023 was the Year of the Woman.
It was.
A lot of people enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Anyway, that being said, thanks for listening to the Gaggle. Episode 3. We're recording this on Monday. I'm gonna try to have it out tomorrow.
Wow.
I can't upload after this because what is it? 1:52. Yeah, I have to be somewhere in 8 minutes.
I gotta go to class.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening to this kind of impromptu improv podcast. I think it kind of shows our podcasting ability because we had no plan.
We had no plan and we yapped for 45 minutes.
I think that, God, we're yappers.
We are yappers. I think that's what that says more than like we're unprepared. We just
yappers.
yap.
Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to say it again. Thanks for listening to the Gaggle. Thanks for tuning in. We love it.
We love our fans.
This is definitely one of my favorite hobbies. Probably Will's second favorite hobby up to smoking meat.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on the flippity flop.